gorgeous, gorgeous voice of one Mr. J. Nunn. J. Nunn. I still can't do that. Even by today's standards, I can't do it. So, how is everybody? Welcome back to the Katie Loves VoicePlay podcast. And the last time that I was here, we were talking about Jeff, and I was sick as a dog. But so now, I'm just suffering from a little bit of gastric distress. So that's even, more fun. I am just going to move the mic a little bit closer here. So then, you guys can get the full effect and full, resonance of my voice, Can you guys imagine if I did my narrator voice for this whole entire podcast episode? No? Okay. So, talking about Jay. Mr. J. So, Mr. J has a very, very sweet place in my heart. And right off of the get-go, there have been things, interactions that I have had with him through Instagram that I am extremely proud of and that I will always keep very close and dear to me. He follows me on Instagram. I'm gonna go back here a little bit because I got pictures. I think it was back, I can't even remember when exactly it was when he started following me, but so the comment that I had said was, he had shared a post about Peppermint Winter, which is the EP that VoicePlay did, and he said something about like Christmas spirit and like how, early Christmas vibes or whatever. And then I had commented, I said, I've been in the Christmas spirit with that since November, so I win. And not only did he like the comment, which scared the bejesus out of me because I had never thought that, interaction wise that was going to happen. And then the next thing I see on my phone, I get a notification and it says, it's J Nunn started following you. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be a fake account, right? Like this has got to be fake. So then I went back and I looked into, I just looked at his profile, and then it had all of the official information. He wasn't verified at the time, but, I knew that it was Jay. And, I almost cried. I'm at work and I'm almost crying in my laundry because it was just so surreal knowing that he had followed me. So that was one interaction. And then the next one of them was, he had posted all of his videos and I just left comments on certain ones. His impression vids. Oh my gosh, those vids kept me almost rolling on the floor laughing till my sides hurt. He just did such a good job of those, and he also just did, such an amazing job overall because his voice is incredible. So a next comment that I left for him was I think when he had uploaded the I have the lowest range in the world or the widest range in the world. I can't remember titles, guys. Seriously. I had commented, damn, watch out, world. He's vocally loaded. And then he liked that one too. Because I was like, well, he's got the highs, he's got the lows. He's got everything. He's got every range known to man. So, and then I had thanked him. So this was probably moving on to the start of the pandemic. And of course, what would the world be like if we didn't use that word numerous times in our endeavors, right? So, I don't have that, comment saved, unfortunately, but it was right after the beginning of the year when they had uploaded, Carry On Wayward Son. And I had mentioned something about starting this year off with VP behind me as I'm on the front lines of the pandemic, and I work in a a seniors complex, and I'm taking care of elderly people. So, we're all terrified and scared of this unknown virus that is, like infecting the elderly. And it was scary for me because I'm working there. So I thanked VoicePlay, and I had also thanked Jay for, just starting my year off right. Just starting it off right. Just being with them really, to bring in another year, knowing that it's they're making new stuff. It's awesome. And he had thanked me for, working on the front lines. And he was like, I can't imagine a world where we don't have people like you risking your lives every day on the front lines to keep us safe. And I was like, best comment of the year thus far. So then, this is in January, beginning of the year. Happy New Year's. And then about 2 weeks in to January, my relationship of 6 years gets flushed down the toilet. And Jay had uploaded, I think it was one of his reminder vids or one of his, just keep doing what you're doing if you're having tough times, whatever. And I commented on it saying, thanks, ... I really needed that. Quick story, I needed that reminder to keep going because my relationship ended close to 2 weeks ago, and I'm still trying to go on the journey of finding myself now. And encouragement with VP cheering me on through music always makes me feel like everything will be okay. So thank you, Jay. So I didn't think of anything about it. I was like, I'll just leave that there and see if he sees it. The next thing that he sends me, I burped, sorry. No, he didn't send me that. The next thing that he sends me is, he mentioned me in a comment saying 3 words that to this day, whenever I'm having a tough time, I will always go back and remind myself of those. And those 3 words were, all in caps, keep pressing on. It's such a small thing, and I absolutely adore him for it. And sorry, guys. I will always be grateful to him for that, because I don't think throughout the past 8 months of rethinking my life and rethinking, which direction I wanted to go now, and I have more freedom to do more of the things that I want to do, just realizing that when you get your heart broken for the first time in your life, it is absolutely hell. I would not wish it on anybody, but it is a learning experience, and it is something that's what? You had that chapter, but that chapter is closed now, so now you can move on and move forward. And I'm not going to get into the details of it, but it was just, it was a shock, definitely, at the beginning of the year. And, I just had to keep on going. And then it came to the point where 2 anniversaries had come up, and it was very difficult for me to deal with that, knowing that that there were 2, I wouldn't call them anniversaries. I would call them just very distinct occasions that had happened on the same day. And I'm waking up in the morning and I'm like, oh God. I don't even want to get out of bed to face the day because this is just going to be hell. And so I got up, pulled an 8-hour shift, and I was half-assing my entire job the entire time because I was I can't do it. Emotionally, I did not have the emotional strength just to get through the day. So I took permanent marker. And you guys have probably seen it on my Instagram. If not, I might post a picture of it on the podcast. Maybe, I don't know. But I managed to put on permanent marker, keep pressing on onto my forearm, because I was today is going to be hard. I need something to get me through the day, to remind me that it's like, I got this. It's okay. I'm going to get through it. And sure enough, that was what it was. So, and then I had mentioned that to him too. And he told me, he's like, yes, he's like, keep going for what you want. And I'm like, thanks, buddy. Thanks. So now moving back here, I kind of did this out of order, but that's okay. So I had a friend of mine, Alex, on Instagram, and he had messaged Jay. We had talked back and forth, and I said to him, I was like, dude, I'm having a tough time right now. Like, this is just, it sucks. So then Alex was like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna message Jay and see if I get anything back. Just right out of the blue, right? Like, we weren't even thinking. I was like, well, no, don't want to bother him, blah, blah, blah. And, but he messaged me back. Jay messaged me back. And he says, you've got a good friend. Keep them. And he gave me the 100% emoji. And I said, they're definitely a keeper for sure. And so then he goes on to say, they asked me to send you some love. So this is me sending you some love. Keep your chin up and keep striving for what you want. Prayer hands. And here I am. I messaged Alex back, and I'm like, oh my God, I am crying because I can't believe it. Like, I just absolutely can't believe it. Like, it's like a perfect stranger, somebody who I've never met in my life personally, took the time to tell me that it's going to be okay. That, life isn't as difficult as it is right now, even though there's this big, heinous gray cloud over my head. So I continued the conversation and I said, thanks, Jay. It's tough right now, but I know through the tears, I'll get there. And this is like almost 10 o'clock at night. So it's like maybe like 11, 12 o'clock, probably where he is, I think, if I know time zones, which I don't. And then he messaged back. He says, definitely cry if you need to. I do it. Sometimes you gotta let all that out. Don't let it get all bottled up. And I have tried to make that as kind of a personal goal for myself, just to be like, hey, if you feel like crying, give yourself the time to cry. Like, just stop whatever the heck it is you're doing and cry it all out. Because, you're going to feel so much better once you get that out of your system. And I'm always going to be grateful to Jay for that. And I'm glad that I took screenshots of that, because then it kind of gives you guys an idea of just how nice of a guy he is. And going back to one of his impression vids, because it was like his Quick Impressions Volume 2. And I commented on it and I said, okay, those were pretty good, but there was one very important, in caps, impression that you forgot. Jeff Castellucci. But maybe in part 3, shrug. And because I just know for a fact, like when he was practicing his low range, that I was like, he could probably pull off a Jeff. Like, I think that was probably all behind that whole, I've got the lowest range in the world and I can sound like Jeff, no problem. Like, I don't know. But yeah, he's always a master at making people laugh. He's a character for sure. Okay, so let's talk about his range for a second. Oh my goodness. I think, okay, so personally for me, what was like the very first video that I had gotten introduced to with Jay's range? I mean, like, I got into voice play with This Is Halloween, but I never... like, that's the thing. I like, as like groups, I never pay attention to the separate vocalists at the front, I'm always thinking of like the group first, and then I go back and I dig into people's ranges and, you know, like single them out from each other. And then I'm like, oh, okay, like I can watch this and then it's just going to be awesome, right? So I think, oh man, I think it was Panic was when I first really got into listening to Jay's voice for the first time, I think. And like, vocally he's absolutely crazy. Like vocally it's just, it like makes you cry just by how pretty his voice is, and just the changes in his range when he goes for it. I'd have to say, after I watched Panic Part 2, when he hits the high in Say Amen, It's Saturday Night. I was like, ooh! I was like, bro, what in the hell stratospheric note was that? But yeah, so there was Panic, and then I think I moved on because I went back to when he was just like a collaborator at the time, to when he was just like chilling with the rest of the guys, and you know, they brought him in a couple times, and I loved his stuff. There's like Scars to Your Beautiful All Time Low medley was, well, mashup medley, whatever you want to call it, was extremely good. Thinking About You, wow, his range is like all over the place. Like he's, you know, going up in the rafters and then down into the that final step before the basement.
So far ahead, 'cause I've been thinking about forever.
Kind of thing. Was not expecting that at all. And I don't listen to a lot of Frank Ocean, so that song was completely new and different to me, definitely. But Something Just Like This, oh god, Something Just Like This. Not only is the arrangement badass, and I will say that on here because I'm not going to censor myself, that arrangement is kick-ass. It's absolutely amazing, and Jay's vocals in that one is really good. Actually, like, all of their vocals are good. I mean, I can't single Jay out the most part, but that one is super fun, and he has range in that one too. Like, it's just, I think almost everything, like, they used Jay to a lot of his vocal prowess, I think. Like, they really put him at the forefront of things and was like, we want this guy to be at the front because he's just awesome. Yeah, let me see. What else? I definitely love the lead vocal arrangement that he managed to do in Bang. That was fun. The harmony switch in there, oh my god.
Let's go out with a bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Like, it's just, wow. Amazing. And, but like, I mean, like, there's like the 3-part harmony, but then there's also the kind of, I find it like Bob Marley feel with it, that it's just, that it was just kind of like, it gave me some sort of like, don't worry, be happy kind of feel.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang, let's go out with a bang. Bang, bang, bang.
That's just kind of how I felt it, because that's just how it felt the first time I heard it. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is fun. Like, it's like, oh, it completely changed. And it's like, what? So, yeah, that was always fun. Like, his vocal range, I can't describe it. You just have to check it out for yourself. Like, I will link his channel in the description, just so that anybody who's unfamiliar can check him out. Go check him out. Follow him on Instagram. Amazing guy. Amazing vocalist. Sweetheart of a man. Hilarious. Yeah, and I'm extremely proud of him. Extremely proud of him for graduating basic training. And he's in Virginia right now, and he's going to be doing, I think, America's Got Talent again in Virginia for, I think it's 6 shows. Yeah, I think so. I think he's doing it for like 6 shows, as far as Instagram has told me. Might have to re-fact check on that. But yeah, so that is gonna be it, I think, for today. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about Jay, and he's got a special little place right in my ticker, my heart. And I'm glad I didn't cry, because I thought I was going to cry, but I didn't cry. So my admiration for him is always going to be somewhere. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope that it was insightful. If not, that's okay. Leave me a comment, a like. Let me know who you want me to talk about next. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.